My son is Cole Thompson. He's 6 years old. He has drug-resistant focal epilepsy, was diagnosed at 3 months old. He has tried 18 different medications unsuccessfully, and had brain surgery when he was 2.5. Currently he's having 10 seizures almost every night, and they are debilitating him physically now as well as mentally and developmentally.
Murray has Douce syndrome, which is myoclonic static epilepsy, and he had his first seizure when he was 2, and through the years they just doubled and doubled each year. So by the time we got to December 17, he'd had 12 seizures that year, and in December he had 12 seizures that month. Then in January he started having 12 a day. He got put on various medications throughout the months, nothing was helping. He's been in high dependency, trying to get him out of status. He basically is drug resistant. Nothing works for him. He's tried ketamine, he's had been on steroids that put him 2 stone in weight on him. Nothing at all helped.
So Ruben was diagnosed when he was 2 with myoclonic static epilepsy. He suffers a number of seizures, which are tonic-clonics, drops, absences, myoclonic jerks. He has these all throughout the day, seizes at night. He has been on a number of medications over the year, to which none have worked for him. He's totally drug resistant. He's been in IV'd with stuff as well. Nothing at all has worked for him. And the pharmaceuticals are just so dangerous, to one actually causing shrinkage of cerebellum.
Yeah, that's my son Max. He's 16 years old. He's got a condition called Lennox-Gastaut syndrome, which is a severe debilitating form of epilepsy. He's had it since he was a few months old. Max's mother unfortunately passed away in 2017, so it's just me and Max at the moment. Max has been on every medication possible throughout his years to try and get him to something to help his seizures. Nothing's helped. Nothing at all has helped. He's got a little generator inserted in his chest there, attached to his vagus nerve, to try and sort of give him a boost. His seizures, that didn't work either. That was a big, that was something big for him to go through to get that.
Epilepsy is a complex condition, with the most serious aspect of the illness being seizures, which are caused by sudden, excessive electrical discharges in the brain. Data from general practice registers show around 41,000 people in Scotland currently have a diagnosis of epilepsy recorded by their GP. Many of those patients are children. Seizures can vary from a brief lapse of attention or muscle jerks to severe and prolonged convulsions, which can be fatal. Parents of Hope have come together to raise awareness of how epilepsy is affecting their children, and to fight for access to the most appropriate medication, including whole plant medical cannabis.
Yeah, well, Parents of Hope is a group of families that have come together with children with similar conditions, severe epilepsy, intractable, debilitating epilepsy, that I've tried every medication possible.
Myself and Lisa Quarrell started this up because obviously Cole and Murray have drug-resistant epilepsy, and we just wanted to start this up as a charity to help other parents in our situation, try and give them some support and try and help them doing what we're basically doing.
Thankfully, I met Karen on one of these groups, parent groups, and we instantly clicked. We were both fighting for the same thing for our boys, and I decided that we needed some kind of support group that was safe. It was a safe environment where vulnerable families could talk about if they were using illegal oils, if they were looking at going abroad, and taken as much information from them and given as much as I could, and that's where Parents of Hope started. Now we want to register it as a charity, and we want to raise funds to help families access medical cannabis out with the UK if and when required.
Parents of Hope have received strong political support for their campaign.
Yeah, obviously my background is in the NHS, so it has to be fully, tested and researched, and we want to make sure there are appropriate clinical trials. But my understanding is that the Home Secretary has enabled licensing for some medications. The difficulty has been that I have found in relation to parents who really need this medicine for their young children, who are struggling, their conditions are deteriorating, often with repeated epileptic seizures, getting access to it. So it's about the care pathway, and I raised it this week again in the House of Commons to the Health Minister to ask that she look at this, because parents whose young children are significantly unwell, the last thing they really need is to then have to be fighting the system as well to get access to medication that has been shown to be effective and has been licensed for that use.
Everybody can understand that any parent would do absolutely anything to protect or help their child if their child was unwell or in pain or suffering. People like Karen Gray, my constituent, have to watch their sons and daughters having seizures, uncontrollable seizures, for many, many times every single day. Beyond the reach of conventional medications for conditions like epilepsy, and are actually finding relief in drugs that until very recently, were absolutely illegal and where you just couldn't come by in the United Kingdom. That is starting to thaw. We are seeing a change to policy, but it's too little too late. We actually need access both to THC oils and CBD oils to see the range of benefits that each of those drugs and the derivatives of those drugs can provide. We shouldn't be making criminals out of parents.
As a parent, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I really don't. I lie. If it was my kid in that situation, I would be accessing a product, whatever way it means, which would be beneficial to my child. The problem is understanding and accessing the right products, because people will sell you anything. They should not have that additional burden put upon them, because they're doing this by word of mouth. There's some guy in the States or some guy in the Netherlands, he's got a great product, go and try it on your child. No, the UK should be saying, go to your pharmacist and pick up this, and that's what you've got to get. I mean, I can sympathise with as much as I want to. It won't do any good. We have to change the law, and we have to make the products available. The people I've been working with, or I've been privileged to work beside, the Alfie Dingley's, the Billy Caldwell's, I'm familiar with the Murray Gray case as well. They've had to take their kids and put them front and central to get public opinion behind them. No parent should have to do that. They should be getting the benefits of an NHS behind them from day one, and stopping the damage that potentially can be done at the very offset, and giving their kids better opportunities in life. Yeah. And the government is absolutely at fault in this.
In November 2018, the UK Parliament reclassified cannabis in terms of the misuse of drugs regulations, allowing specialist health professionals to prescribe cannabis-derived medicine. But, contrary to widely held public belief, this has not led to epilepsy patients receiving the medical cannabis they need. In fact, many parents of children with severe epilepsy have found official guidelines issued to neurologists by the British Paediatric Neurology Association, the BPNA, are actually preventing extremely ill children from accessing the medical cannabis they need.
I've basically been told by the Scottish Government, the Chief Medical Advisor and the NHS board that my doctor can prescribe this for Murray. And it's lies. He can't, because of the BPNA. I don't, as much as I know my doctor can prescribe this for Murray, I'm not going to fall out with him over it. I understand where he is at. He doesn't want to lose his job, lose his everything. He doesn't want to lose everything from prescribing this to Murray. And it's the BPNA that are at fault here, and they need to sort this out right now.
BPNA, they just need to change the guidelines, because there's no doctor in the UK willing to prescribe it at all, because they're too scared to, because they'll lose their jobs, because lack of knowledge on THC. They've not got knowledge at all, and to me we're a country way behind medical wise, that it's just unbelievable, because there's all these other countries using medicinal cannabis, and yet we won't, and it helps so many things, but they'll not use it here.
I think the reason they don't prescribe it, or they won't prescribe it, is fear. They have limited knowledge, and there seems to be a strict no, and not wanting to accept any help from anyone else who's already done tests. We've not done double-blind testing, and we've not got the knowledge about the drug. It could be harmful to growing brains. Has been proved time and time again by other countries all over the world that isn't the case if it's used at the right dose. So the BPNA guidelines, they need to be reviewed, they need to be looked at. Why they're stopping and why they're dragging their heels is the unknown.
Again, politicians back the right of children with severe epilepsy to have access to medical cannabis and support Parents of Hope.
It seems to be such a battle, these parents are in a situation where they don't have the energy, because all their energy is going to their child, and that's so understandable. We need to make sure that they get the support that they can from the parents groups who are locally and nationally available, but they also need to be working together and with government and with doctors to make sure this process is much more streamlined, and that children actually have access when they need it, because that's why they're feeling hopeless at times and helpless in the situation, and that would only be, I can only imagine having 2 children myself, that feeling helpless like that when your child's suffering must be one of the worst feelings in the world. And as politicians, as government, as clinicians, and as citizens, we all need to work to make sure these parents can get the outcome that they need for their children.
There are many patients and parents and families out there who are affected by really debilitating conditions, who could be helped by cannabis therapies. So start making a fuss about it. Contact your MSP, contact your MP, because a lot of this is still controlled by Westminster, and make sure that there is political pressure across all sides of the political aisle to see this change. It's a change we need to see, and it's coming.
What they said was, if you've used it already, you've been to the Netherlands or whatever and sourced a product, and you can prove that it's of value to you, then we'll look better on your application, which cuts down those applications to a very small number of people. They've also said, if you've exhausted all the existing treatments, like all those opioids, then we'll consider your application in a better light. So what we're saying to people is, loads of opioids, we know they don't work, but you've got to go through using them all with all the side effects. First of all, when your child could have the exact same system, exact same problem as another child, they've accessed Epidiolex or Sativex, and it's working for them. But your kid has now got to try all those dangerous opioids, or you've got to find the money and resources and times to go elsewhere, another country, find a product which works, which is cannabis-based, and in which case we will then look more favourably upon your application. That's brutal, absolutely brutal. Yeah.
As parents of children suffering from severe epilepsy, members of Parents of Hope know the help their children need.
I want Ruben to have a quality life. I want him to be prescribed something where he'll get a quality life back, because he's not got one. He's not got one. He needs this medicine to help him, along with loads of other kids needing this medicine to help them.
I need THC for my child. Murray needs THC to help him to reduce his seizures. It's been proven to reduce seizures, or even to stop seizures. Murray needs that. Murray's not got a life. Murray's not safe. Murray needs this medicine. He needs a life, and this medicine could give him a life.
Please watch our videos. Look at what we go through every night. There's clips online of children having seizures, and from a parent it's difficult even for me to watch, so and I go through it every night. If that was your loved one, think about that before you start writing guidelines that are restricting us from getting the help that our children need. I've gave up my career to be a full-time carer for Cowan. Now I'm working part-time and I don't sleep. And every night I go to bed terrified that my wee boy won't be there in the morning.
And I've been adjusting his dose. He's actually getting 3 types of cannabis. He's getting the CBD, he's getting THC and also THCA, which are both I've had good effects in the past with patients. So Max has been on that and maybe doesn't look too great at the moment, but he's actually in really good fettle at the moment. His seizures have reduced and they're not so violent. That's the truth of the matter. Every day I wake up, go over his bed and think, I hope he's still alive today.